You are listening to Verba Manit, where words do remain. How politically involved is an athlete expected to be? Should they voice their opinions through the platform they have earned? How far can an athlete go to show solidarity? Greetings, and welcome to another episode of the podcast series, Right the Wrongs. Every Wednesday and Friday, Right the Wrongs raises public awareness on pressing human rights issues and creates an incubator of activism. In this episode, we're talking about Htet Oo, the Olympic swimmer who never made it to the Games. Htet Oo is a 27-year-old Burmese swimmer. Born in Malaysia to Burmese parents, he studied at the New York University in the United States. He started swimming at the age of 6 and became a professional swimmer after joining the team at NYU. He holds the national record for the 50, 100, and 200 meter men's freestyle events. He's represented Myanmar in multiple competitions such as the 2019 Southeast Asian Games, where he attained the Olympic qualifying time that allowed him to become eligible for the 2020 Tokyo Summer Olympics. He wished above all to be the first ever Myanmar Olympic swimmer, and to show that Burmese swimmers could compete at such a high level if they had the right training, coaches, and facilities. All seemed well for Htet Oo, who seemed on the road to achieve his ultimate dream. However, the 2021 Myanmar coup would put an end to his ambitious goals. Indeed, at the beginning of 2021, Myanmar's parliament was supposed to hold its first session since the legislative elections, where the National League for Democracy won 83% of the seats. The military junta refused this result, as it was seen as a referendum on the popularity of Aung San Suu Kyi, the state councillor and president of the party. The Tatmadaw, the country's military, therefore decided to detain and depose the members of the NLD, Aung San Suu Kyi, along with ministers, deputies, and MPs. The junta announced a year-long state of emergency, and the powers were transferred to the Commander-in-Chief of Defence Services. In major cities, telephone and internet access were cut off, and residents started to panic by stocking up on food in different markets. The Burmese population decided to protest the coup by peacefully demonstrating on the streets, but this peace didn't last long. On the 20th of February, 2 unarmed protesters, including a 16-year-old boy, were killed, leading to a general strike on the 22nd of February with millions of people taking to the streets. The military became more violent in their response to the protests, and 1,031 people were killed. They have detained, assaulted, and tortured an even bigger number of people. After the coup, Htet Oo refused to represent Myanmar under the military regime. In March 2021, he wrote a letter to the International Olympic Committee and asked for the expulsion of the Myanmar Olympic Committee and to allow athletes from Myanmar to compete as neutral athletes. Both of these requests were denied by the IOC, which declared that it would remain politically neutral. On April 10th, after finding out that the military government had staffed the Myanmar Olympic Committee to form an Olympic squad, Htet Oo announced his formal withdrawal from the Olympics. He abandoned his Olympic dream in protest against the military coup. For him, the IOC had to acknowledge the situation. He believed that it could not use the neutrality principle to hide, and that perpetrators of crimes against humanity and repression should not take part in the Games. Other Burmese athletes, such as Pian Liang Ong, the goalkeeper for Myanmar's national soccer team, decided not to participate as well. After flashing a 3-finger symbol of protest against the Myanmar junta at an international match, Ong feared for his life and is currently seeking asylum in Japan. In the Olympics, there is an important history of political expression. While Article 50 of the IOC Charter forbids political statements during the Games, it does so in quite an ambiguous framework. This has led to a precedent of letting athletes off with warnings. The incumbent president, Thomas Bach, however, was rather stern about his plans for the committee to remain neutral going forward into the 2020 Tokyo Games. Neutrality here must be reflected with a strict prohibition for political expression. Throughout history, athletes have been protesting against oppressive elements in their home or neighbouring countries through symbolism. Htet Oo deciding to renounce the Games entirely, on the other hand, is a monumental event in the sports world. He did not use the Games as a platform, but rather treated it as a tool to drive his point forward. For the first time ever, an athlete gave more importance to a political cause than to the Games itself. He therefore managed to reach out to a much larger audience. He is now using this newfound platform to rally all Burmese athletes and sympathisers outside Myanmar to come together and advocate for a right to play under a neutral banner. These athletes refuse to see the military junta being allowed to compete, claiming that this goes against Olympic ideals, both on moral and ethical grounds. After boycotting these games, Htet Oo is putting an end to his brilliant swimming career, and claims to do so with no regrets. It is a way for him to stand in solidarity with the Burmese people. He believes that he can best serve his country by raising money to support those trying to restore democracy. It will truly be the job of a lifetime. That's the end of today's episode on Htet Oo. Feel free to engage with us on Facebook and Instagram, and join us for further discussions on our Telegram group, or leave us a comment at theverbamanentpodcast@gmail.com. This episode was written by Zina Ben Sanchez, recorded by Mason, produced by Ines, and brought to you by Right the Wrongs under Verbamanent. The next episode of Right the Wrongs will air on Friday. You can find the programme wherever you find your podcasts, bringing you detailed updates on pressing human rights issues. Till next time, take care.